Hi everyone, and welcome to a special crossover episode of BCN Top Shelf and Pots and Shots. My special guests today are Jake Jacoby, CEO and founder of TELCLOUD, Julian Jacquez, President and COO of BCN, and Ryan Kelly, the Chief Revenue Officer for BCN. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Nice to have you all here. It's fun. I see some libations on the table here that I know you're dying to have. I wanted to start by just asking you, Jake, you've come so far, you've done so much in your time in the industry, you've really seen this market explode. Tell us a little bit about the momentum, the things that you're seeing that are really driving that success.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a long time coming, so I've been in this industry about 10 years. We thought it was going to happen 5 years ago, and it started, but we're really seeing the swing now, right? Mm-hmm. So the conversion is definitely happening. The shutdowns, are happening here and there. More and more we're seeing that, but especially the price. Right. The price has gone through the roof, and it's really driving this market. So it's an exciting time. There's a lot of opportunity. TELCLOUD's a global company, so we don't only work in the United States. The majority of our business is here with our partners in the United States, but it's a global problem. So, yeah, a lot of opportunity.
And I know when we talk about our POTS transformations, Julian, you've always talked about the factors that will eventually drive customers' transformation. Tell us a little bit about what you see.
Well, I would agree with Jake. I think what we're seeing a lot of is decommission via price increase. So the footprints are shrinking, but the reality of it is the cost of those legacy wired copper lines is really going to force companies to really embrace this new technology. Probably half the price. No big surprise. Guess what? This fourth quarter is going to be another round of price increases in the legacy POTS business. They're running about every 6 months now. There's a price bump. And I think it just adds to our fire.
Yeah,
is the reality. But Jake and I met a while back and really got things started. And what we thought was originally going to be a hockey stick, I think to your point, the hockey stick is here now. Yeah. It took a little bit of a run, but it's today we haven't chatted since we got in, but I see a lot of the equipment purchases that we do. A lot of I just see them naturally come across my desk or my screen. 29 locations today, conversion happening. Signed the PO, orders come to you guys as far as everything, but that's that's become kind of a normal day.
Yeah,
is the reality.
Yeah, I think we're seeing it more and more. And again, like bigger deployments like that, right? So most technology is proven, right? People understand that this is a viable, alternative for it, and it's a long-term play, right? So even though I say this all the time, POTS lines are going away, the need for that communication path is not, right? So for us in the industry, that means long-time recurring revenue and servicing those customers that have that need. And so that you want to pick technology that's going to work the long term. You don't want to just go replace every couple of years. You want to have something that's really going to last.
Absolutely.
So, in fact, early on, there was a lot of noise around the alarm lines, as you know, from a technology standpoint. And really where you guys are at today with the new technology and what we're seeing, you've really overcome that. And really we're able to really capitalize on not so much being concerned with running into something we haven't seen.
Yeah. So it was interesting when we first got into this business is that you can find field techs, right? And there's a lot of techs in our space, or wireless space. There's a lot of network engineers that know RF and know how to do that. But to marry that with telco was engineers were older and phasing out, and people weren't using them anymore. And so we brought all that back, and now we've got this, 5 years later, this blend of new techs that know wireless and telco, right? And so now they've really got their, got the way that they do everything and make sure that they're able to deploy these things. And then I think on the other side, to your point, Julian, is that we weren't looking to just replace a POTS line. We want a next generation POTS line, a better POTS line, right? And I think that's what we have today. We have connectivity that's unbreakable. We partner with some great router companies like PepLink,
Yes.
where that connectivity doesn't go down. Somebody can't cut the wire or use a backhoe and accidentally bring that line down. That happens to old POTS lines.
Absolutely.
It happens to fiber, right? And so we now have POTS lines that are unbreakable, right? And when we're talking about life safety, that's a huge benefit,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think it's, and to your point about facts, how do we make facts better? Well, we're finding ways, right? How do we use the internet the way that it was intended to be used, and then just advance that technology?
I'd love to know more about what you're planning and where you're headed, because I think for you, especially innovation and evolution are important. You don't seem like somebody who stands still for very long.
Well, thanks. So we have big plans. Obviously, we've taken a global approach to this. There's 1 billion lines globally that need to be transformed. They don't necessarily have the regulations, and some are government backed, so things like that. So it'll take longer. But I mean, the reality is this is a wireless world. Fiber is the backbone. Wireless is the edge. So we need to be able to support that. But we've also taken an approach of this is partner focused, right? This isn't TELCLOUD going out and trying to conquer the world. This is TELCLOUD trying to build the engine that allows our partners to go out there and service this. And to this timing piece that Julian was talking about earlier, there is not enough time for one company or even hundreds of companies to do this conversion in the time frame that needs to happen, right? So Julian was talking about this hockey stick. We are in that hockey stick, but we need organizations and partners to help us, because at the end of the day, the customers already are working with partners, right? They have that trusted relationship, right? They want to work. So our goal is to empower our partners and make sure that we're focused on improving the technology, making sure that as things phase out or need to digitally transform, we're doing that part, right? But in order for us to be able to do that, we need our partners to be able to be customer facing, give us that feedback, which BCN's a great partner for that, right? We collaborate on a lot of different things, and I think push the needle and push it further to make our products better.
Right.
So it's exciting time.
Julian, tell us a little bit about what's coming for us in this space with TELCLOUD.
Well, going forward, we're going to continue to grow and enhance upon the partnership. We started originally searching for a true white label partner, a technologist. We felt like we were able to get the product and service to market through our great TSD relationships and trusted advisor relationships that Ryan manages. So I think the future of our relationship is going to be we have new technology, new hardware coming out. It's going through the lab testing now. It's actually out in beta sites at customers. There's some great new secret sauce in there for the alarm side, which we're looking forward to. And I see our relationship to continue to grow through that. Jake and I have had conversations about making sure we are able to pick up some of the Canada, Mexico stuff as he goes more globally. But what really attracted us was the white label nature of it, the true partnership, and then the fact that Jake, when we originally got started, we said we have our own IP voice platform, and we want to take these lines effectively and bring them truly on net for us, and we were able to build our relationship around there. So I think we got a bright future ahead. I don't know. Maybe Jake's going to come up with something else new that we could do. Maybe
selling direct is you're only going to go out. You can do widely successful, but you're only going to get this much of the pie. And so this strategy, when I started TELCLOUD, was to really enable that channel because it's a massive opportunity, right? But when you start looking at that, when you start looking at how do I build a product, we have some competitors out there that are nice, that are all in one box. They do everything, and it's a one size fits all. It doesn't work for everyone, right? So why would a telco like you, like BCN, want to use somebody else's telco, right? It doesn't,
100%.
like, if I'm a carrier, why would I use somebody else's network? So it just doesn't make sense. So TELCLOUD's the one partner out there, and from the ground up, we built it this way, where you enable what you bring to the table. You have your own wireless connectivity, have your own telco backend. You have router relationships. Why would you buy them from us? What I need to do and what TELCLOUD needs to do is enable you to integrate them and bring them all together. And so that's a big differentiator, and it's core to our business, right? Absolutely core. Now, we do have partners that they say, we want everything. Just do it all for us. And we're using the same back-end partners and things like that. But in this type of relationship, I mean, your telco infrastructure is the best in the world. So you want to utilize that. It's a big part of why this is successful.
Those customers that maybe had challenges in installs, when those one-box solutions come end of life, end of support need to be replaced, they go with that going to have to go through again.
Right. So, spoiler alert, I just brought up a good point. So, I've been saying this, any of the boxes out there that are using voice over IP, right? Well, the reason that we're doing POTS line replacement is because the PSTN is going away. And for anybody that doesn't understand that, it's phone calls, right? These phone calls will be going away. So when alarm panels start, part of the secret technology, right, that we're talking about, when alarm panels stop making calls because the central stations don't want calls anymore, they want IP, right? They stop working, right? So our technology is built today to talk to the IP. So even though these boxes are a temporary fix, who wants to go do this in 5 years?
I'd just say, it looks like these are probably a couple. I don't know. Have you ever been around one of these? I'm not sure the two of you have been around these.
Okay.
Yeah, in a shot.
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. Okay.
I have one more
She's
question
making us
for
hold
you
out.
because I know from talking with you, we've known each other for a few years now, that you are a huge customer.
Yes.
You and your family. So Coachella or Lollapalooza?
So I've been to both.
Yes.
And I would have to
Do
say
you remember both?
yes.
All right. So just,
I mean, it's beautiful memories. Yes, I'd say definitely Lollapalooza. Chicago's great place.
Good.
Great
And
music,
before we toast,
yes,
Reposado or Blanco?
I'm a repo guy.
You're a Repo
Yes,
guy. Okay.
and just remember, every repo was a Blanco. So it started as a Blanco, turns into a repo.
I did not know that.
Yes, so if you take tequila, a little tequila education.
Tequila lore.
Every tequila starts out as a Blanco, right? And then how you get a reposado or an añejo or an extra añejo is you age it. And you age it in an oak barrel, simply like you would do a whiskey or a bourbon, things like that. So this tequila is one of my favorites.
Yes.
It's called Clase Azul. Beautiful bottle, but it starts out as a Blanco, and then they age in the oak barrel, so that's why you get this little bit of color. And it is not like college tequila where you're just pounding them. It's a sipping tequila. It's very smooth, and so yeah.
So mixing that with margarita mix and,
Probably not.
a salted rim is
No,
probably not a
no.
good idea.
Exactly.
Great. It's been really wonderful having you all, and I appreciate you allowing us to cross over with your terrific show.
Absolutely.
And please, shall we toast?
So here, this is
Many, many years
Yeah.
of continued partnership and
Yes.
success.
cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
Thanks for the partnership. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.